Hello, I'm NovaSC, and I have an absolute treat for you today. This is a Protoss vs Zerg on Terraform, and the reason it's such a treat is that it has its don't know how to describe it. It's one of the most silly games I've seen, and I'm actually in it, so that gives me like gives me a right to upload it, because anyone could just take a cool game which they've seen online and cast it over again and then re-upload it, shit like that. But this is my game, no one else has access to this, apart from maybe the guy that I'm playing against, who has a strange, very strange name. Let's use this thing. And that's not helpful. Yeah. I mean, the capitalization doesn't even help really, does it? Let's just put that away. So I'm against the Zerg. I'm over in the bottom right. I'm going for 2 gases. I think that might have been a mistake, and I'm just gonna let that one finish just because I don't want to waste the money for the council there. So I'm going for a single gas on a gateway. I'm probably going to expand straight after because I don't do one base plays, especially in this matchup. Spawning pool. He hasn't gone 3 hatch. I have seen 3 hatch pool before in Legacy of the Void, and it's pretty cool, I'd say. I think it worked out pretty well when he used it, even though I put on like aggression quite early, and he still held it quite nicely. So 3 hatch is definitely a thing that can work. The first bit of vision I'm getting of the game is coming out now. Let's just confirm that. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm gonna have to. First, I'm gonna have to check that he hasn't the time on his third. And just by seeing that there's not a third started already, I'm gonna know that he's got a pull done, pretty much. So that's. But no, I just go straight for his natural. Whatever me, do whatever you want. I don't care. He's gonna instantly. I'm gonna instantly link, so I know that's a decent time pull already. I think that gives something away. I should probably rush to wall something off. No, I'm pretty relaxed. Pretty relaxed. I only saw 2 lings after. I guess there's not much of a threat. Yeah. If I saw more than 2 lings, I'd probably maybe run down and construct a wall straight away. But no, I'm being fairly relaxed, and I think that is the correct call. Now adding on a single gateway, and as soon as my Sabbatical is finished, I'll probably be starting an Adept. That's just what I've been doing recently. Let's look at the unit count. This is the time I usually look at the unit count. I'm slightly ahead. This is how it should be, and now he's going to skyrocket in the drone count as this base finishes up, and his economy and his production capabilities far out. They become better than mine. All right. Chrono boosting out my Adept. That's the main thing. Usually I chrono boost out the Mothership Core, if this was Wings of Liberty, but the Adept shoots away lings much faster than the Mothership Core. It's a lot more mobile as well. Slight miss micro there, unfortunately. Accidentally taking my mic, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was expecting him to run away, so I set my Adept shade this way, but didn't cancel in time when I realised he was going for my probes instead. So that was a mistake. Probably lost 1 probe I maybe didn't have to there. 2 going down. Not a big deal though. And as you can see in the units, we're just evening up as you'd expect that to be the case. But what you wouldn't expect is a Baneling Nest, and Speed to be finishing around now. He's gone for quite a few links, so this is aggression. This is a lot of aggression. So he sees that I haven't quite finished my wall when he was poking around there, so he thinks maybe a Baneling Bust could be pretty effective here, because my wall would probably be just finishing up as the Baneling Bust commences. So yeah, pretty good call there. Unfortunately, I was only recently being this very day, started incorporating in a few sentries in early on after my Adepts, because I'm feeling like they allow me to get away with a hell of a lot, just a couple sentries. Like this, I can easily defend this, and he's trying to poke in, and he's just wasted a few Zerglings. Good job. Wasted a few hundred resources in Zerglings there, which is fine by me. And now here comes a shit ton of Banelings, 11 of them. That's going to be able to easily knock down a Forge, and then kill off my sentries as well. So depending on how I handle this, I could take some heavy losses here. He's running away. Why not? Why not? Baneling, are you gonna... Okay, there we go. He's just waiting for some reinforcements, which is a good call. And he's poking in here. Instant force field there. The force field wasn't quite good enough to save the Forge, but I keep all my sentries, and losing a Forge for all those Banelings is a very good trade. We're going to replace the forge immediately. Try spoken again, but no dice. Absolutely no dice. Units lost is going to be silly. There we go. Yeah, I'm quite a bit far ahead, I would have thought, at this point. I've continued to make probes this whole time as well. If you'd noticed in the production. I probably should have been. If I hadn't, my fault, but I'm fairly sure I would have been producing probes that whole time. So that would leave me, as you can see, with quite a big advantage at that point. Because of course, for Zerg to make a lot of units like this, they're going to have to cut drones, just the way their race works. Luckily, they can also have a wave of lava drop-offs and replenish their unit count and almost overtake. So now the advantage of making sentries early on is going to pay off. So now I'm going to have a nice bit of energy. Well, not that much energy actually. 1 force field per sentry, but that's an amount. Ooh, 3 on that. Nice. 3 on that one, and 1 on all the others. Okay. So I have myself 3, 4, 5, 6 force fields, and now with all that energy, it's going to make it really easy for me to take a third. And maybe a few adepts would be useful here because I'm going to get sandwiched. What am I doing? What am I doing? Luckily, I just lined up nicely there against the wall, so I'm going to be able to force field really easily and keep all my sentries safe. Now this is a wonky engagement. The idea was that I keep my units by a pylon so I could post an overcharge, but that was a bit of a mistake. He caught me at the ideal time there. And now I'm going to have my post and overcharges. It looks like he's just going to be able to deny it. Yep, he's going to be able to die. I didn't even cancel it because I thought that I might be able to save that, just barely. But no, I did lose it. But he lost all of his Zerglings in the process. Units lost again. I mean, he's already over 1,000 resources behind me. I don't think he's even mined that much more than me, to be fair. So I'm in a pretty good situation here. Losing that base wasn't ideal, but I'm just going to be able to restart that again. Of course, it wasn't finished, which would have been the worst case. And now I'm going to be able to put a little bit of pressure on. He did kill a couple of sentries, so I only have, I think it looks like, only 1 force field. Well, that's a bit shit. But anyway, I have a recall, so I'm going to try and put some pressure on here. Going a bit ahead of myself here, leaving the Military Corps behind. Oh, there's an opportunity before the Military Corps arrives. Those 2 force fields are doing a hell of a lot. And then the recall left. So that didn't do much. I actually killed off a few workers. Yeah, just a couple workers died there to those stalkers. But it just ensured that he made more lings there instead of drones, so that's worked out really nicely for me. Workers count. I'm at 64. I mean, this is probably more than I really need to have at this point. And he's 10 workers behind me, so this is not the situation that we want to be as a Zerg. After being on 3 bases for so long, he should probably be ahead. This is a really nice surround. Again, catching my units as they transfer to their safe locations by the pylons. He's pretty lucky with this. Pretty good. But now he's just try and... Oh, this isn't going to work, is it? 2 more post and overcharges. Yep, that didn't pay off for him. Oh wow, this... On 4 HP, poor cannon. He had a nightmare of an experience there. But those Zerglings did too. They mostly got completely massacred. Almost every Zergling went down. It's just almost kill a cannon there. There was just too many defences I placed at that pylon. I knew after forcing him to make so many Zerglings, it seemed likely that it was going to try and deny that third, so I made sure that I had a decent amount of cannons. Oops, sorry. Trying to click on that pylon. Hit the pause button, unfortunately. So now he's just stuck with a lot of Zerglings that he knows he can't really do anything with. He could try and catch my army around this sort of location again. He'd probably manage it. He's been having pretty good luck. Ooh, sneaky pylon down the bottom left. So that's going to try and deny his 4th base. As I like to say, in this sort of situation, the 4th base is where the Zerg player can gain a lead after being slightly behind. He is slightly behind at the moment now, I'd say. Yep, slightly behind. So with that 4th base, if that gets up mining nicely without any issues, then he's going to get a bit of a lead, a slight lead. 18 Mucilisks coming out for him now. Even though Stalkers should be good against Mucilisks, even with Blink Stalkers especially, that's just going to be too many Mucilisks. Unit count, 17 Mucilisks out right now, even more popping. I'm going to try and focus down the base, and I get it, and recall out. He didn't focus down the logic core like he probably should. Units lost, evening up because I'm wasting quite a few units to kill expansions at this point, and he's taken some good engagements around this sort of location. But Yeah, I'm cutting down his economy really harshly here, and he really wants to be ahead, of course. Now, if you warp into the back, 2 Adepts, 2 Zealots, that's giving me half of just Zerglings alone to shut down. And especially he's sending all of his units to my third to try and shut that down. Back home we're making Void Rays. Trying to split I should spread my units out here. Banelings coming in. Not too good of a trade, considering how much those Banelings would cost. But he has a hell of a lot of Mooselists here. This is a really good play. He's been gathering up gas from his 3 bases this whole time after all these Zergling aggressions, so we have a lot of money to build Mooselisks here. And Void Rays aren't particularly good against Mooselisks. In a good enough number, in a critical mass, they can take them on. But no, this isn't the situation I want. And it looks like 37 workers. I'm almost half his worker count now. I'm taking heavy losses. It looks like I'm almost dead. Post an overcharge saving the day here. He can't really trade like this, so he's going to have to retreat. But I've taken such heavy losses, and I'm going to lose my third as well. And I just 3 Stalkers and a Void Ray, and a fairly damaged Void Ray at that, aren't going to be able to take on that many Mooselisks, which is hilarious enough. Because he has Zerglings to back him up anyway. But I'm able to shut down that fourth with just a couple Zerglings and a couple Zealots and a couple Adepts, because he couldn't send Zerglings to deal with it, because the Adepts are going to be pretty strong against the Zerglings. I can back into a corner. And I'm just going to kill those Zerglings if he comes. He's probably going to need either a hell of a lot of Zerglings to deal with this, or wait for them to split up and then take them on bit by bit. Or he would have to send his Mooselisk over, but they were busy shutting my third. And after seeing how much damage that dealt to me, it was probably a good choice, like letting his fourth die at that point, because I'm crippled at this point. Only on 29 workers. Not mining from all my gas geysers properly. But I'm adding on 2 Void Rays at a time, and the reason I'm getting Void Rays instead of Phoenix is because I could make Phoenix, but having an army of just Phoenix, I mean, that's not going to do too good. It will shut down the Mooselisks, because then he's going to have a shit ton of Zerglings, which is just going to kill me. So I really need something which is going to be a bit more all-round, a bit more of an all-rounder of a unit, and that being the Void Ray. And I need all-rounders so that I can deal with the Zerglings as well. Making a DT Shrine. I saw with that past attack that he didn't have any spores, so I'm sending in DT to try and kill some workers. A lot are going down now. Workers killed pretty silly, especially for him. He's just killing off all my workers, and I can't do anything about it. My army isn't nearly strong enough to deal with all these Mooselisks, but a Post and Overcharge is going to help me. It's going to help me quite a lot, and I'm actually taking pretty decent fights considering. He doesn't quite manage to kill off that Void Ray. There we go. That one shot finished off the Void Ray there. Bit of a mismark for me, unfortunately. So many Post and Overcharges going down. 3 now, going simultaneously. He's overrunning my ground force really easily. But with the help of the Post and Overcharges, I'm trying to keep my Void Rays alive because they're really valuable at this point. Meanwhile, this DT has killed 18 workers. Heavy damage and a lot of losses going down here. Up to 12 workers killed. 13. Obviously 67 for him, but that's to be expected considering the damage he's dealt with all these Mooselisks. And now we're both completely destroyed. I mean, he's in a much better situation economy-wise because he's actually mining, whereas I've got 3 workers mining. That's not really much at all. And now, he's even got an Overseer, so I can't pressure his base anymore. Hilarious that one DT killed all those workers and shut down the base. He was so slow morphing an Overseer, I cannot believe that. I guess he was just so busy destroying me back here. But these Void Rays are really putting in work. Just a bit of a buffer of the Post and Overcharge, they can last for so long. And now I've got Archons coming in. This is really what I want. I actually warped in a Templar Archives. Even though I hardly had any money, Templar Archives is going to allow me to spend my gas, because I have an excess of gas. Allow me to spend that gas really efficiently. And these Archons are going to put so much work. He's just sending Zerglings at me, and Zerglings are just going to stand no chance against the army I have here. Wasting units, he really needs to regroup and just focus down my workers, keep me from re-establishing my economy, because somehow the income is just laughable at the moment. He's sitting on twice my economy. I have no gas, so he's an infinite times more gas income than me. I know that's how maths does. I know that's not how maths works, but still. Another DC warping in here. I have very little money. Look at my income. That's ridiculous. I spent my income for 30 seconds on one DT and just having that check round. Because I really, if he settles on a third base, I've just lost. Because I'm not mining. If he's mining on a nicely, just a full base here, I mean, it's almost mined out on these smaller mineral patches, but still. Compared to what I have here, he's going to be rich. So, yeah, DT really important. Sending in my warp prism. I made a warp prism. I think that was a while ago I made that. He's just scouting around. I think I had that at the top side, to be fair. And I sent that in just to see what he's got. So with that, I think that was a scout. Pretty sure that was a scout. Yeah, I saw everything he had there, pretty much. Went through this location just to check if he was taking his hex switch or anything. And then my DT, up to 23 kills, is going to continue to do. It's just going to wreak havoc, isn't it? Where is his army? He must have more overseers coming. He's going for a counter attack instead of defending his drones. More kills. Oh my god. How many workers am I up to now? I'm sitting on 11, I think. 12. I must have one on the map making proxies. He's taking more kills. I just cannot afford to lose this many probes. He's trying a bit close to the Archons there, unfortunately. Almost losing all of them. One more shot would have killed maybe 4 or so of those Mooslisks. Void Ray. Ooh, they're so weak now. Even the Void Rays can fight them. Oh my god! Single shot there, killing off 4 Mooslisks in one go. I'm souring to a poultry 4 probes on mining, and there's a probe down here as well. But this DT, it was shooed away by this overseer, I believe. But I just ran away, and he didn't chase. Fair enough. I'm perfectly happy with that. And now my 4 Archons, uncontested. These 2 hero Void Rays. This one with 14 kills, this one with 16, and the hero Mothership Core with 24 kills. They're just going to walk over to the base, and he doesn't have anything. 4 Archons. He needs to continue the counter attack, in which he's doing. It looked like he had this game for a long time, but now it's looking a bit shaky. I have nothing at home, obviously, because I have such a small army to attack. That takes away all my defensive capabilities. And I was just running all of his units into a me grind, and no! Up to 60 kills suddenly. 81 for him. Has this cleared up? Oh, my only probes. That's my last mining probe has died. My last mining probe has died. I produced 2 more. I just have enough money for 2 more probes at this point. He really doesn't have the money to start wasting units like that. He needed those overseers to see that Dark Templar, which is just ravaging him. And now he has units. He had units. I'm pretty sure he had units. He had Mooslisks. He had just 4 Mooslisks compared to my 4 Archons and 2 Void Rays. And all of his units died because of a bit of carelessness, letting all of these units die to that DT. And that's just it. Wow. I was almost mined out, pretty much lost, but Army Advantage won the game. And he really shouldn't have let me even attack there at that point. Just to get over to this position was a big mistake from him, because if I move out, he really needs to just immediately move in and start picking off my probes. And once I had no probes left, he can just run his units around, let his mooses just gradually work down my buildings. I wouldn't stand a chance, really. Yeah, that was a really close game. I hope you can agree, and I hope you liked that as well. Probably one of the best games I've played. Well, silliest games. I don't know if it was good. It's definitely silly. Probably one of the silliest games I've played for a long time. So I'll see you later. Goodbye.